Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and I'm filming this sort of in the middle of October, and we're looking here at a white sapote that I decided to plant in the ground and see if I could keep it alive. Not as far as I can determine a grafted plant, seems to be a seedling. Now, as you're aware, obviously white sapote are not hardy, they're a subtropical species, probably the same sort of level of hardiness as some citrus, maybe avocados, so likely to take serious damage below freezing. They might not be killed by temperature just below freezing, but I would imagine -3 or -4 could be fatal, because it'll probably split the bark open on the tree. But nevertheless, it's a seedling. I decided to plant it in the ground. Now, I think you're probably aware that I'm going to obviously attempt to, what I was hoping firstly is it would harden off a bit before winter. So it's put a lot of new growth on since I've planted it, and lots of small shoots on it. But obviously these are still pretty soft, these shoots. They won't turn woody at all. They're not the quickest of plants to turn woody. So what I'm planning to do is I'm probably going to insulate the trunk in some way, perhaps with those pipe insulating foams that you can buy over here, that you put round exterior pipes to protect them from frost damage. So I'm going to use that on the trunk, and then I'm planning to build some kind of framework around the tree, either out of bamboo canes or possibly out of plastic, the thin water pipes. I think they're probably 18 or 22 millimetre, and I'm thinking that if I built a framework, if I put 4 of those up and built a little square or rectangular topped frame over this tree, I could then put two layers of fleece or two plant frost bags over the top. And obviously I'm hoping that if I do that in normal cold temperatures down to about -1 or -2, I believe that will give the plant enough protection. Now, I don't think that will protect it if we got a really harsh winter and got multiple nights of -6 or -7. I think the plant's going to end up potentially being killed by that, or at least killed back to the main part of the trunk. But if we don't experiment with these things, we don't find out. A lot of the older leaves are very nice and dark green now, and to be honest, like a lot of plants, when you get them in ground, they seem to look a lot healthier than the ones you're growing in pots. But the key is how to keep it alive for a few years until it theoretically gets big enough to be hardier and more resistant to the cold. I still think you'd have to wrap the trunk in very cold weather, even if the plant had a sort of a 3 or 4 inch trunk, because if the bark does get badly damaged and the plant cell's frozen on the outside of the plant, obviously that's likely to kill it off. But I'm pleased with the progress it's made since I planted it. Obviously I trimmed it back to encourage new growth, which has worked. Lots of new growth has come out, so I'm hoping the roots will be established. Obviously I need to think about protecting the roots as well. I've planted it on a mound, and the downside of that, you can probably see the soil is starting to wash away. So I think what I'll probably have to do is I'll have to add a load more topsoil to that area down there, and then I might put something like gravel on top to hold the soil in place, and then I might have to put a layer of some kind of insulation or mulch on it to protect the roots from freezing, because obviously if the roots freeze, that'll probably kill the plant anyway. So that's my Casimiro edulis white sapote, one that I planted in ground as a crazy experiment. Obviously it's looking fine because I planted it late in summer, and there's no problem with them outside in our summer months. It's just a case of waiting to see what happens and how cold the winter's going to be. So thanks for watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Obviously share the video if you like. Welcome to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to know what happens with this. And if you do want to get updates, remember to click on the bell, because I will, when I get round to insulating it and building that little framework, which will probably be late October, early November, I'll do a short video on it for people that are interested. See you on the next video. Brett out for now.